This is the Biz Call. Question 1. What's your name?
Yeah, so my name is GreggAguirre.
Question 2. What's the name of your business?
CapitalRivers Commercial.
Question 3. Describe your business in 1 or 2 sentences.
Yeah, so CapitalRivers Commercial is an innovative brokerage and development company based here in Sacramento, California. And we combine new technology with old school hard work.
Okay. Question 4. What's your revenue model?
Yeah, so we get revenue through multiple sources. Commissions earned on third-party transactions that we broker, and then also on the development of commercial real estate. So when we go and build a property, whether it's a grocery store or we're doing some caliber collisions right now, and then we'll sell it to an investor and hopefully make a profit.
Okay, question 5. Are you brick and mortar, online, or both?
Brick and mortar.
Okay. Question 6, which is my favorite. How did you decide to get into the business?
Yeah, so I started in commercial real estate when I really just got out of high school and worked for a developer up in Ashland, Oregon. He actually owned a resort called Lake of the Woods, and so I worked there for the summer and got to know him, and he kind of showed me some of the projects he was working on, and I got really interested in what he was doing. I didn't want to live in Ashland anymore, and so I moved back to Sacramento where I grew up and got my real estate license and just kind of started pursuing the business. Sold properties while I was in college, went to planning commission hearings, reached out to various developers and people in the industry, and then got in on the corporate side. And ultimately left the corporate side about 7 years ago to start CapitalRivers.
Interesting. Hey, let me ask you 6A. I'm just going to throw this curve at you. So you went straight out of high school into the business, kind of didn't go to the college route, right?
No, I did go to college, but I was doing commercial real estate while I was in college. So I was started out selling homes, realized I didn't like that. And so then I sold a piece of about 4.5 acre infill lot here in Sacramento, and I really enjoyed that. So I decided I wanted to get into, selling, commercial real estate land, learning more about that. I thought I was going to get into the home building industry. So I did some internships with some home builders like Centex, and actually worked for a company called Richmond American Homes for a little while right after college. And then the housing market tanked. And so I worked for a development company called Armstrong, who was a preferred developer for CVS Pharmacy. And so that was my entry into the retail commercial real estate world. But I was able to sell properties while I was in college, and that's how I made money and paid bills and, had some beer money. And, it was a good deal. So.
Very good. Question 7. Why would customers choose you over your competition?
Yeah, that's a great question. So our company is a little bit unique in how we approach the business. We're very customer service oriented. We have a diverse group that's got a lot of different experiences and backgrounds. And then we also have in-house legal counsel, and we also understand real estate development. So when we're helping a client, acquire a property or sell a property, we look at it from a very unique standpoint, and we're able to add a lot more value than our competition typically can. And we also, we look at the relationship as a long-term relationship versus just a single transaction. And so, we stay in touch with our clients, for the long term, and our goal is to be their resource for their commercial real estate needs for the entirety of the time that they're in commercial real estate.
Good. Question 8. If you have one, what's your exit strategy or your long-term goal?
Yeah, so long-term goal is really establish our presence here in the Sacramento market, ultimately get up to about 30 people here, and then open offices in other markets following the same model, and continue to do that. And, don't necessarily have an exit at the moment, just really focusing on building the company.
Okay, question 9. What are you doing to increase your business?
Yeah, so to increase our business, the number one thing is just bringing on really good people that are smarter than me, treating them well and making sure that they're successful. And then in return, that, helps us, remain competitive, provide a high level of service, and continue to grow.
So I take that means that you don't do like advertising and traditional type marketing things?
No, we actually do a lot of that, but we do a lot more, I'd call it thought leadership. So rather than, your standard, ad in the, business journal, we'll write articles, we'll do podcasts, things that add, provide value, for our clients and for prospective clients. So I would say, we don't really do traditional, advertising. It's more thought leadership and content creation.
Okay, question 10. How do you measure that marketing success?
Yeah, so we measure it by, getting new clients, feedback from existing clients on that content, and, by kind of word of mouth, really hearing that we're providing value to our clients and prospective clients, and, and then getting referrals.
Okay, question 11. Yes or no? Are you profitable?
Yes.
Good. Question 12. How many employees do you have?
Yeah, so right now there's 10 of us, which is a combination of traditional employees and independent contractors. In our business in the brokerage business, typically the agents are 1099, independent contractors. So 10 if you as a combination of everyone.
Good. Okay. Questions 13 and 14, two sides of the same coin. Question 13. What's the best decision you've made so far?
Leaving the corporate world and starting my own business.
Cool. Okay. Question 14. What's the worst decision you've made so far?
Yeah, that's a good one. Gosh, I struggled with this one because, I feel like, I've made bad decisions, of course, but I've also learned from those decisions. And if I didn't make those bad decisions, I wouldn't have, learned as a result. I know that sounds kind of cliche, but, I would say, really just, kind of vetting out the people that we, bring on to the team and into the company, and really getting the buy-in from everybody. Because, I've just, as we've kind of built the company, realized that there's some people that just really stand out and go above and beyond. And, that's more important than just bringing on people, it's bringing on the right people. So you're really taking the time to vet those folks out.
Okay. So you're saying that bad hires were your worst decisions?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Question 15. You can freeball this one. Is there anything that we haven't covered that you'd like to add that you think our listeners would like to hear?
Oh boy. Yeah, we've got so much. I mean, I could talk for hours, but, I don't think there's enough awareness of, what we do in commercial real estate, which is a very broad, industry. You can get into a lot of different things, but in particular, brokerage and development. One of the things that we've kind of noticed is, the younger generations and, in the colleges, they're not teaching a lot about, our industry. And so, I think the one thing that I'd like to promote is just, how great our business can be, and that, it's a very, engaging and, exciting career. And so if somebody's looking to get into, the commercial real estate business, I encourage them to do their research and, reach out to folks like me and, pursue that because, it's a great career option for a lot of different people.
That's really interesting, and I'm going to push you on one point here because I think it's really interesting what you brought up. If somebody wants to get into commercial real estate and they want to explore the areas, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of formal institutions, which a lot of people seem to be looking for. Do you recommend just knocking on the door and going to the CEOs and asking for internships, or kind of tell us a little more about that specifically, how you would recommend someone do that?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, I went to Sac State here in Sacramento, and they're one of the few colleges that had, you can get an emphasis in real estate and urban land use, which is more kind of, urban planning, not necessarily, on the development and brokerage side. So you're right. There's not a lot of institutions that really focus on kind of that niche of commercial real estate. And so if somebody wanted to get into the business, I would definitely advise them to, start making phone calls, asking for internships, reaching out to CEOs of, companies that they're interested in, just asking questions. When I first started, I literally sent letters to, every developer in Sacramento, I think, and just asked, if they had 15 minutes to talk with me because I wanted to understand more of what they did. And, there was one developer in particular who reached out, and to this day, I'm still friends with him. And, that's what really encouraged me to continue to pursue, my career in the business was the folks that I reached out to that were willing to help, a young guy that just, didn't really know anything, but had a desire to get into the business. So,
I happen to agree with you. I think what's really missing today is that people think they can point and click when, at the end of the day, human-to-human contact, everybody wants to help out a young guy starting out. They just do.
100%. Yeah, right? Absolutely.
Well, that's what I'm hearing.
And there's kind of a discrepancy, too, in our industry with, it's a kind of a male-driven industry, and I would encourage, females as well to look into getting into the business because, we need more diversity in our industry as well.
Good deal. Okay, so one last time, really slowly, the name of the business and the URL for getting in contact with your company.
Yeah, so the name of the business is CapitalRivers Commercial, and our URL is www.capitalrivers, which is CapitalRivers.com.
If you'd like to plug your business on the BizCall podcast, simply visit thebizcall.com and fill out the form. If you become a guest, you'll receive a free lifetime membership to the BizCall discussion and networking list. If you're too shy, you can still join the BizCall list at thebizcall.com.